Hello, let me introduce you to another new great tool for LightWave 9 called Adaptive Pixel Subdivision, or APS. And the particular area of the APS which I've chosen for this scene is pixels per polygon. Now there are three subdivisional levels which we can choose, and in this instance I've chosen pixels per polygon. And let me play this little animation here for you, and I'll just describe quickly what I've done with this. Now what's happened is, when the camera is close up, the pixels per polygon allow for pixel level control over tessellation of the object, and I can set the amount of pixels desired for each polygon. And large numbers, if you choose a large value, large numbers will result in coarser tessellation of the object. If you choose a smaller value, it will result in larger and more refined tessellation. So in this case, when the camera's closed up, it's been more refined tessellation, and as the camera has moved away, it's become coarser, thus speeding up rendering times. Let me explain how I set the scene up for the render. Basically, I selected the object in the scene, opened the object properties, and in the object properties you'll notice that render subpatch level, it will usually be defaulted at the per object level. What I had done is gone to pixels per polygon. Now the value is usually defaulted at 256. I had drop that level down to 40, which actually means it makes the geometry much more dense. Now you can experiment with your own values. If you drop the value even more, the detail will become even greater. The great thing about pixels per polygon is it automatically increases or decreases the detail of the geometry depending on the distance of the camera to the object. So here is another little render I've done in wireframe mode to show you what was actually happening to the geometry for the example I gave you at the beginning. And what was happening at the beginning of the animation was, as the camera was close, the level of detail in the mesh was very, very dense. And as the camera moved further away from the object, the level of detail in the geometry had become much less. So there's the pixels per polygon and how it works. And remember, it's working out the level of detail automatically. So I'm not having to add anything in there. I'm not having to add a gradient or an envelope to that. It knows exactly how to work out the level of detail depending on the distance of the camera from the object that you've selected. Thank you and enjoy.